Hey guys, welcome to the stream. We are back on our, what do you call it? Game development after our little break this afternoon. If you didn't catch the stream this afternoon, it was on some retro arcade gaming and me showing what a baller I am on old arcade games, or not, as the case may be, and it was a definite not. Anyway, what we're going to take a look at tonight is something actually that I haven't considered before, which is something to do with timelines, right? So what I'm going to do is, on our pawn we have the timeline. How does the game look so far? Let me show you. Since we're just started, we may as well take a moment before we start work on something that isn't going to show you how the game looks so far. This will take a second to load up the actual map, but we'll get some kind of idea now. The one thing that you'll need to imagine is, for some reason on my test map and actual map, the sea does not appear for some strange reason. I don't know why. It's a weird one. You see how you see the sea here? Right, well the sea looks okay in that map, but in our actual real map, for some reason, I think it might be something to do with the ini file that I need to re-insert into it. Right? And the problem is here as well, I need to make a couple of excuses here, right? I don't like making excuses, but anyway, there's a couple of boats out there in the sea, right? And basically it plays a sequence at the start of the game, right? So basically when I press play, I'll explain what happens, okay? Basically it plays some text, like some flavor text, as you're looking out to sea. And so you're sitting here and you see ships coming sailing in, right? But that's switched off for now because we were testing and profiling stuff. So yeah. And then basically once that's all done, it passes control back to you. And this is how the game looks. Right? And because we're playing on the editor, it's going to be a bit jumpy. Some of the effects you will be able to see, like the weather effects. And you can see me creating tracks. And all the animals and wildlife create tracks as well. So when you're hunting, you'll be able to see where animals have been. You can go and get information on things. Right, apparently as well, all the grass has changed. So from what I gather, I've kind of got a slightly varied, different version in the way the game looks. The grass has changed. We're going to have to change some of the, like, you see her walking and kicking up stuff, right? Which shouldn't really happen. Or it shouldn't happen like that. Now we've got a monster there. So we can pull out our bow. As I said, because it's in the editor, it's going to be a bit freaky, right? You can see dissolving the monsters. I'm going to have to go up here so that you can actually see the boats. Right, you can see the ship bobbing up and down, hopefully. Because of the weather, you can't really see it very well. Okay, so that's the kind of start. There's going to be a lot of people walking about and stuff. And obviously it gets very difficult to see when the weather is bad. We're going to try and follow the path here. And this will take us to our first town, or our first settlement, if we can manage to follow this path with all the snow going on. Right. Luckily I kind of know where I'm going, even though I'm probably lost at this point. I thought we'd be here by now. Yeah, here we go. So this is us going into the first town or settlement, and there's like buildings for you to go in, and then up here somewhere, my god, the weather's not very good. Right, we've got another building here. Right, forget the performance because it's in the editor and I'm running about 55 browsers and stuff. But you can basically go up to these guys and talk to them and they'll do some flavory text. Do stuff like that. So there's going to be people wandering about in here. So that gives you a kind of an idea how the game looks in motion, right? You can obviously go over and you'll be able to pick up things and stuff like that, and craft stuff. And I'm looking for a building here, right, which is pretty big, but because of the there it's there. Because of the weather, I can't really see it. Now, I'd probably be better moving over to the test map at this point. Now, we have changed some of this, right? So you can light a fire, but these are better to show you in the test game, the test map. Right, now you'll notice that our temperature gauge has went up, and if we walk away, the temperature gauge will go down. Then that's going to affect your core temperature, and in turn your energy and all of that stuff. So you'll see when I go into the test map, don't worry about that. You'll see some more mechanics. So if you're still there, Loper, let me know, and I'll show you some of the mechanics that are to be added to our main map. Right. So this is like my test map for checking out mechanics and doing stuff around this. Okay? If you're not still there, Lopar, what I'll do is I'll start working on this timeline, but I don't mind showing you a few of the mechanics if you are there. So let me know. But what we're going to do is we're going to open our pawn, because our pawn has the crafting timeline on it. Right? And what we're going to do is we're going to do that, just to tidy that crap up, and we need to find our crafting timeline. So where is it, is the question. And okay, so I'm going to need to find it. Right, so we're going to craft in, and I believe craft item. If we don't find it here, right, this is crafting main. Right, and this is the one that does the thing. Right, but that isn't the actual, it's craft process, progress. Right, so we're calling this, right? So the question is, where are the references? Hey Elite Hobbies, how you doing? Right, so we're setting the timer by function name, and this is in craft progress. Ooh. Ooh. No, that's actually pretty good. Okay, I'm happy with that, because we're not doing it on a timeline, right, which makes it actually easier, because all we need to do is pass in a value to this and then divide it. I'm doing good, bud. Saturday night, working away, taking it easy, you know, it's cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our graph here. We're going to add a variable, and then we're going to say craft time, right, and that is going to be a float. Hi random bleach fan, how you doing? Right, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get this up progress, Now I believe it's in here. And we're doing 0.1, right? So we want it to be divisible by 10. I'm doing good, bud. I'll do better once we sort this, calculate this out, right? Right, so fundamentally, we need this to run 10 times to completion, right? So if we want it to take 5 seconds, right, my brain's just going, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to set a progress bar to go up the number of seconds I need at the correct speed. Right, so if this fires every 0.2 seconds, it's going to take 2 seconds, right? Because it needs to fire 10 times. So 10 times 0.2 seconds is 2 seconds, right? So we need to calculate that number. Okay? No, why would I do that? So we're going to make a float. Right? And let's say we wanted to take 5 seconds, right? So fundamentally, if we wanted to take 5 seconds, we need it to be 0.5. Right, so basically what we do is divide it by 10, then we plug it in there. Okay. And the way we can check that is if we do a print string. I don't need no AI. Plus AI doesn't do blueprints anyway. We've had a little play around with that before. We're going to say 30 on that. Then we're going to say game time. Right? And then we're going to go into our update progress And when it's complete, we're going to do print string again, just to clarify. Game time again. And we'll put that up for 30 and we shall make it red. So green is start, red is end. Okay. So what we'll do is we shall go and pick up that and that. We shall go to our crafting. Why is that other thing not available? Okay, whatever. I shouldn't have escaped that. Something weird going on there. Need to check that out. Because it should have brought up our food items. Oh, no it shouldn't. No it shouldn't. I'm an idiot. We're not crafting, we're cooking. Right. Why is that? Am I pressed? Oh, I've not got the thing in. Okay, what's going on? Escape that. There's something weird going on there. Right. Let's shoot Piggy then. Right, am I hallucinating? No, that isn't working. What's going on? It's suddenly not doing what I expect it to. Well, that's a bit weird. Right. Let's try something else. Our cooking has suddenly stopped working. Yep, our cooking has suddenly stopped working. That's a bit wild. That is bizarre. I was completely testing this last night, it was working fine, and now it's suddenly not working today for some unknown reason. Right. So it is doing that. Alright, so that's fine. I'm going to step into this. UI only. So there, it should be doing this. Right. Right. So there's something going on. Well, this is all very weird. Right, I'm going to go back to our player pawn. Was it in the player pawn? Yeah, I believe it was. Right, so that is bizarre. Let's add a breakpoint there. Let's go back to our pawn. That's inventory, right? That's not cooking. This is absolutely bizarre. Unless it's because I don't have anything. No, it wasn't working like this before. Right. So that's a cooking station. We should be adding this. Right, so we're going crafting main. Right, that's cooking, so that's right. Right, we'll step into this. Right, we're cooking. Right, so that is definitely a branch. Right. And that's creating the inventory slot. We've added to viewport. Resume. But it's not adding it to the viewport. That is freaky. Right, tell you what. Resume. Resume. Nothing. What? Right, okay, okay. You got me intrigued. As I said, this was working. This was all working last night, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create widget. Right. Crafting main. We don't need to fill any of this in. We're going to go crafting. Then we're going to go add to viewport. And that's it. Okay. So we'll press play. Yeah, this is all a bit bizarre, really. Now, that's right, because we wanted a breakpoint in there. And there we go, crafting. Okay? So that's exactly what we want. So if we go back to here and change the mode to cooking, and press play. Right, we get the right thing, but it doesn't actually show it. Right, so something is failing. Right, something is failing somewhere. So I'm going to add, actually, so this must be returning nothing, right, this. Right, so I'm going to add a breakpoint here. So there is something failing that has changed since last night. Right? And it has got a crafting. It has created it. But that's really weird. Right, I'm not buying this. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, I'm going to save them. we're going to do a fetch. Well, actually, we're going to have to do a push. Right. We're going to have to push it, and then we're going to have to find out. Then we'll do a fetch on it. Then we'll load it up again and see what the hell is going on. Right. So we've done a fetch on it. It's having an Unreal Engine moment where it kind of just decides it's going to screw up for no apparent reason. You're going to load up. Notice this has went completely bonkers. You see that? How it did all that? Well, it shouldn't really have. Now I'm worried that the whole thing's went to shit. Right, but the first thing we're going to do is just do a test on it again. Right, and it's still not doing it. Right, there's still a problem here somewhere. Okay. Right, you're being like that, are you? So, widgets, crafting main. All right. And we have to go into our BP station. Well, this isn't something that I expected to have to deal with at this point, to be honest. Right, so we know that it's something to do with cooking, okay? Because we know that crafting works, but cooking does not. So, if we go to crafting main, right, and if we do this, and we press play, and it still doesn't work. Right? So it's got to be something to do with this. Or the crafting item. Right? So I'm going to break that. Okay. And that didn't work either. Right, so we're going in here, right? And basically, we're doing the exact same thing as the other one. So I don't get it. I'm not getting this at all. Now, the point here is if I do that, how does that affect it? This is goddamn weird. It's so weird because everything was okay last, and I know I'm saying it, I know everything was okay last night, but it was. Right, so that's not working. That is absolutely bizarre. Right, the other way is if we do that. Right? Still doesn't show. Right, okay. Let's do this again. Okay. And that shows. We're going into crafting. Let's do, just out of curiosity, a don't think this is going to make any difference, right? But it's just out of curiosity. Right, that's just not doing it. Right, this is going to be a glaring issue somewhere, but I don't know what it is. Right. Create this. Right. And it's the event construct. Right. Am I missing something completely bonkers here? Right, there's our event construct. Alright, there's it's doing its thing. And that's cook. Cook items. That. Items available to cook. Cooking. And that should be shown. But it's not. I'm bewildered. I'm absolutely bewildered. I'm astounded. Alright, tidy that bit up a bit. Didn't want to do that. Is there something set there, or Have I done something weird? I mean, all I can really think of is we don't do anything here, right? So it's not going to fill out the grids or anything. I can only think that for some, honestly, I actually don't know. Right. So this part works. Okay, that's the basic layout, right? So basically what we need to do is move this along and find out where everything is screwing up. And there we go, the first one's down, right? That's the first button gone. Right? So let's do it up until it starts trying to pick up from these. I think it might be these. It's from the string table. These were working last night, I can assure you of that, right? But there's something weird going on. Might not be that at all, actually, but this is weird. Right, whoa. It wasn't that. So there's something somewhere else that's got a problem. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these buttons. I'm an idiot. This isn't filled in. Right? I know what's happened. This used to be the food, but we don't actually need food anymore, so that can go. I took it out. But that actually should have screwed up last night, but it didn't. I'm going to say that's actually working now. Right, that is a weird one that we just wasted half an hour on, but that's just life as a developer. In any field of development, actually, weird things sometimes happen. You introduce a bug, it isn't apparent what the bug really is. And there we go. Right, if you're enjoying me messing about this, or what I've showed you so far of the game and whatever, hit like and subscribe. Elite Hobbies, Random Bleach Fan and Loper, if you're still here. And I shall be back in a couple of minutes. Going to grab a cigarette. So check out the description for links to the game's Discord, my personal Discord, Patreon, and my previous game on Steam. Plus Kickstarter preview and website. I shall be back in a few minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere. Alright, we're back. And now we can actually test the darn thing. Resume. Right, 31. Yep, that took 5 seconds. can stop that. And it was the cook in progress, wasn't it? Craft progress. Go to here. That's fine. We want this to take 10 seconds now. Just as a test. Then what we can do is when we build this, we basically we get the craft time and divide it by 10. Okay, so that our recipes can take different amounts of time. And we're not dependent on a timeline. Resume that. And we need to go back out of here because we need to actually pick up the stuff to actually to do the crafting. Right. Resume. Craft. There we go. 36, 46, perfect. Okay. So, what we've got to do here is delete that, then we do our craft time. Which is in seconds, right? And then this is going to be instance editable expose on spawn. Right? And then in our crafting item, it's the one that creates the progress here. We shall refresh the nodes. Right, and now we need to know what the crafting time is. For this. Right. So we get the data table row. For recipes. We get the item name. Now this might not be correct. We might need to splice it. And the time required is going to go in there. Right. What I do want to do is we want to find out what this name is here. To see if we've got to remove any spaces. Okay. Right. Right, so it's really big deer meat. And it's got the spaces in it. So we really wanted to open that. So we've got DT. So we need the spaces out. Okay. So we go back to here. Craft an item. Now something tells me. Right, move. Okay, maybe I haven't got. I thought I had. Let's go into main BPs, right, and into our. That's macro library. So it's actually in here. What do we have? Remove types. No, we don't. Oh well. I thought we had that, but never mind, we don't. Replace from that to that. And that. And what we'll do is we'll drag that to there. Right. That's breakpoint. Press play. And we should be good to go at that. So let's have a look. Resume that. Click on that. Right, so we should be able to step over. And that should give us time required. I'm going to add a breakpoint there, resume. Craft time 5 seconds. Okay, If we look in our DT recipes, you'll notice that this says 5 seconds. Okay. Resume. Stop that. We'll go to our DT recipes and we'll change this to 7. We'll save that. We shall press play again. Press play, play. Cook. Resume. Click on that. Resume. Resume. And there's our 7. Resume. And there we go. So yeah, working good. So it's the weekend, guys. It's Saturday night. I'm gonna head early, walk the dog and get a beer in. Hope you've enjoyed the little stream tonight. We've got that issue solved. We've got our cooking working at the correct speed. That's going to work for the crafting as well, because it uses the exact same table, the exact same thing, and we'll take it from there. So thank you guys for watching. As I said, if you've enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe. Check out the description for various links, including my previous game on Steam. I would appreciate it if you check that out and hit it on your wish list. That would help a lot. So thanks again. I shall see you tomorrow, 2 PM as normal, and bye bye for now.